This is MinutePilot. MinutePilot pulls in your daily therapy minutes straight from WellSky, tracks every patient's progress toward their 900-minute target, and helps you schedule therapists intelligently based on who needs what, using actual FTE capacity, rest days, discharges, and your real staffing templates. It gives leadership a clear, live view of compliance risk across the unit in a HIPAA-appropriate, secure environment without 10 different spreadsheets. In this demo, I'm going to walk you screen by screen and show you how this fits into a real IRF day. Let's start with the dashboard. This is your morning command center. At the top, you'll see today's date. You can navigate back to previous days using these arrows, useful when you're reviewing what happened yesterday or catching up after a weekend. Click Today to jump back to the current day. These 4 cards are your high-level snapshot. Active patients, your current census, excluding any patients on medical hold or LOA. Week-to-date target, the total minutes your patients need this week. Week-to-date delivered, what's actually been documented. Remaining, the gap you still need to close before end of week. This tells you instantly whether you're on pace or falling behind. The productivity card shows yesterday's scheduled minutes versus what was actually achieved. If I scheduled 500 minutes but only documented 420, I know we had a 16% shortfall. It also breaks down by discipline, PT/OT speech, so I can see where the drop-off happened. Maybe one therapist called out or a patient refused. This is the data I bring to Morning Huddle. This section tracks the CMS 3-hour rule in real time. It shows how many patients are getting therapy from at least 2 disciplines and averaging 180 minutes per day. If someone's not meeting threshold, they'll show up here before it becomes a compliance problem. New admits need 180 minutes in their first 3 days to stay on track for 900. This card flags anyone who's fallen behind early, so we can prioritize them today rather than scrambling at discharge. Finally, the patient status section groups everyone by risk level. On track, pacing to hit 900. At risk, trending below target. Critical, significantly behind. I can click into any group to see exactly who's there and why. This is how leadership gets visibility without digging through spreadsheets. Below the status cards, you'll see the end of week list. Patients whose week is ending today or tomorrow and still need minutes. Each row shows the patient name, how many days they have left, and exactly how many minutes they're short. That purple number, like -135, tells me they need 135 more minutes before their week resets. I can click any patient to go straight to their detail page. This is my priority list when I'm deciding who needs extra sessions today. Every facility is different. You can customize which sections appear and reorder them by dragging. Hide what you don't need, surface what matters most. Your layout saves automatically. That's the dashboard. Census, compliance, productivity, and risk in one view. Next, let's look at how minutes get into the system. This is the Import Minutes page, where therapy data comes into the system. Every morning, you export your daily minutes from WellSky as an Excel file. MinutePilot knows how to read WellSky's format automatically. It finds the patient name, account number, discipline, and minute totals. Before anything saves, you get this preview. Each row shows a patient, the date of service, discipline, and total minutes parsed from the file. If something looks off, maybe a name didn't match or a date is wrong, you'll see it flagged here. This is your chance to catch errors before they become compliance issues. Once you're satisfied with the preview, click Import. The minutes are saved, patient records update, and everyone's week-to-date totals recalculate automatically. If the file contains patients we haven't seen before, MinutePilot flags them. You can review new admits, confirm their admission date, and decide whether to import them or skip. For each new patient, you can also enter their room number for scheduling convenience, check whether they're receiving speech services, and select their week plan, 5-day or 7-day, which affects how their 900-minute target is distributed. MinutePilot also compares today's import against your active census. If a patient is missing from the file, it prompts you to mark them as discharged, and if a previously discharged patient reappears, you can reactivate them with one click. This prevents duplicate records and ensures data integrity from day one. This whole process takes about 30 seconds. Compare that to manually entering data into spreadsheets. You can also view past imports, when they happened, how many records, who uploaded. If something goes wrong, you can trace it back. That's the daily import workflow. Data in, validated, saved. Now let's see how that flows into the patient list. This is the patients page, your census list with real-time minute tracking for every patient. At the top, you can search by patient name or account number. Below that, you have several filters. Sort by name, admit date, or most importantly, end-of-week urgency, which surfaces patients whose week is ending soon and are behind. SLP filter, quickly see only patients receiving speech services or those without. Options menu, toggle discharged patients or the trash. Each patient card packs a lot of information. The patient name, click it to go to their detail page. Their account number and admit date. Day of week, so you know where they are in their 7-day cycle. And if they're nearing end of week with minutes to make up, you'll see a red warning right here. These icons show prior week compliance, green check marks for weeks they hit 900, red X's for weeks they didn't, instant historical view. On the right side of each card, you see minutes broken down by discipline, PT, OT, and SLP if applicable. Each box shows the delivered minutes on top with the target underneath. So I can see at a glance, this patient has 245 PT minutes delivered out of 300 target. I can also switch the view from achieved to remaining, flipping the numbers to show what's still needed instead of what's done. The week-to-date total summarizes all disciplines. The progress bar underneath shows how close they are to 900. Green means on track, amber means watch it, red means behind. Patients with special status show badges. Medical hold, they're not counted in productivity while holding. Leave of absence, same idea. Discharged, they're out but still visible if you toggle Show Discharged. You can reactivate a patient or remove a hold right from this card. If a patient was added in error, you can move them to trash. Trash preserves all their therapy minutes records, so you can restore them later if needed. You can manually add a patient here too. Useful for same-day admits before the WellSky file comes in. That's the patient list, your real-time view of who's on track and who needs attention. Now let's look at daily planning. This is daily planning, where scheduling happens. It's built for your morning workflow. At the top, you can navigate to any date. The grid shows patients down the left side and time slots across the top, from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. in 30-minute increments. Each patient row shows their name, room number, and how many minutes they need today, broken down by PT, OT, and SLP. These are targets the system calculated based on their weekly plan and what they've already received. You can also customize which columns appear on the grid. Hide what you don't need, like the EOW indicator or assigned therapists, and reorder them to match your workflow. Your column preferences save automatically, so the board looks the same the next time you log in. Here's the magic, the Auto Schedule button. This opens a wizard that looks at every patient's remaining minutes and your available therapists. It builds an optimized schedule that prioritizes patients who are behind and respects rest days. It even helps you understand your staffing situation, like you need 2.5 PT FTEs but only have 2 checked in. That's your staffing justification in real time. The capacity review compares your selected therapist's available minutes against what the census needs today. If you're short-staffed in any discipline, it flags the gap right here, giving you data to request additional coverage or justify PRN. You can choose how therapists get assigned. Manual lets you review and assign each patient yourself after the schedule is built, while Auto-Assign distributes patients evenly across your selected therapists by discipline, saving time when you're confident in your team's flexibility. The patient settings step shows who's included in scheduling and who's excluded, like patients on hold already at 900 minutes or flagged for rest day. You can see counts at a glance and click into any category to review the names before generating the schedule. Once the board looks good, I click Publish. This locks in the day's schedule and sends it to the therapist's schedule page, where each therapist can see their assignments with patient names, room numbers, and next stop transitions. To schedule manually, I click on a patient's row in the time slot I want. A modal pops up where I pick the discipline and therapist. Or I can drag across multiple slots to create a longer session, say 60 or 90 minutes. The system creates it automatically. Scheduled appointments appear as colored blocks. Colors are correlated to the therapists. I can click any block to edit it, change the time, therapist, or duration. Each patient row also shows their risk status. Red means they're behind, they need extra attention, yellow is at risk, green is on track. That's daily planning, visual scheduling with smart recommendations. Next, let's see the therapist's schedule view. The therapist schedule page is your print-ready view of each therapist's daily assignments. This is what staff actually use on the floor. Use these arrows to navigate between days or click the date to jump to any specific date. You can filter to a single therapist or use the search box to find someone by name. Each therapist gets their own card showing their full day. You'll see the time, patient name, room number, and session duration for each appointment. Notice the transition information. The system calculates where each patient is coming from and where they go next. This helps with patient flow and transport coordination. Click the print icon on any card to print just that one therapist's schedule. Staff can carry these during their shift. Or use Print All schedules to generate sheets for the entire therapy department at once. Each therapist prints on their own page. The reconciliation page is where plan schedules meet reality. After the day's sessions are complete, you can compare what was scheduled versus what was actually delivered. Any discrepancies get flagged. Missed sessions, time changes, cancellations. This ensures your minute tracking stays accurate and helps identify patterns in schedule adherence. The reports section is currently in development. When complete, it will provide compliance dashboards, weekly target tracking, therapist productivity metrics, and utilization reports. The goal is to give rehab directors the visibility they need to ensure inpatient rehab compliance and optimize therapy delivery. So that's MinutePilot at a high level. To recap, we import minutes daily from WellSky instead of fighting spreadsheets. We track every patient toward their 900 minutes with clear visuals. We auto-schedule therapists based on real capacity and real needs. And we're building toward richer reporting and multi-campus scale. The impact is simple: less chaos, fewer surprises, stronger compliance, and better justification for the staff you need to safely run an IRF. On the infrastructure side, it's built on AWS with HIPAA-appropriate safeguards and a path to expand without ripping anything apart. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. I'm excited about what MinutePilot can do for our teams, our patients, and our bottom line.